Hey, this is just a short video for Goldwingers, old Goldwings. Um, I just want to make a short video that a search that'll come up if someone's trying to solve this problem on their Goldwing. But if you have a Goldwing 1200 or an old Goldwing, or even really any old motorcycle with an electronic ignition, um, and your bike just doesn't seem to be running right, maybe it's not starting the way you think it should. It doesn't start easy. Maybe it just doesn't sound quite right, but when you're cruising down the road, everything seems fine. There's really no other reason. You've been through your carbs, everything's perfect. You don't understand why it seems so weak. Yes, it's an old bike, it's got some miles on it, but I mean, mine's got 40,000 miles on it. It's not an old bike as far as wear and tear goes. It should be strong, and it just really wasn't. So when I replaced the capacitors in my computer or my electronic ignition, everything changed. It starts like my old Kawasaki used to, and my first Suzuki. You just tap that go button and boom, it's running. I replaced 3 capacitors out of 6 because I had them laying around, and it made all difference. So the weird little, when it's idling, just doesn't quite sound right, or when you're running, it's running and there's no reason to think that there's something wrong, but just something doesn't seem right. It's probably those capacitors. And I think, and I will say, any of these ignition modules in an old Goldwing or an old Kawasaki, they all have electrolytic capacitors in them, and those get old and they age. Just with age, uh, they go bad and need to be replaced. Now, the other ceramic capacitors and mylar capacitors, well, I don't know about mylar. I haven't seen them. I don't know if they even make those anymore, but they don't go bad. The little round ones that are kind of orangish brown, they don't go bad, but the electrolytics do go bad, and mine were bad. And in this bike, mine were bad. In the other bike, it's an easy job to do. It doesn't take a lot of skill or effort. A little practice soldering, anyone can do it if you're handy. I mean, if you can write, if you can use your hands to write, then you can do that. And I'll make a video. Maybe I'll make a video. I just do this with my phone. I don't have any cameras. I'd love to have a GoPro or something like that, and maybe a couple ways to harness it to a tripod or me. But I could show a video how to do that, and I'm sure there are videos out there too of other people replacing capacitors. I think you go swap electrolytic capacitors and something's going to come up, and they'll show you how to do it. It's not hard. You can do it. And I'm telling you, this bike I have, for the most part, in warm weather, it's reliable, it starts, it runs, but it's just always had that a little bit, something just didn't seem quite right. It certainly didn't feel strong starting ever. When it got cold, it didn't start. And I had some backfiring issues, just some weird stuff. But when I'm going 70 miles an hour up the interstate, I can't say that anything is wrong with it. But I replaced those 3 capacitors, and I still got 3 more to order and get. I put it in there, and I went from not being able to start without heating considerably the computer to tapping that button on a cold morning, and it starting better than it did when it was hot sitting in the sun in July here in Florida. So you need to have those capacitors replaced. If it's running, just go in there and replace them. I've replaced these things in computers and power supplies all the time because they go bad. And there was a time, 2001, and for a couple of years, Nichicon, I think it was, made some bad capacitors from, they stole a recipe for an electrolyte from some other more successful company in Japan, and so this company in South Korea is making all this garbage, and Apple and Intel and all buying these things, putting them in their computers, and 3 years later they're all crap. So the 30, what is this thing? 32, 33-year-old motorcycle with capacitors in it. Yeah, those capacitors aren't good. They may not be making the bike fail, but they are not good, and your bike is not running as well as it should or could. So I'm gonna go ahead and put, make a description that'll key anybody with a problem or a computer issue with their bike, or just not running right, to if you can't do it, you probably know someone who can, or find someone who can. Maybe I'll do it for you. You ship it to me, I know, and I just charge you a little labor for doing it, and send it back. Yeah. Anyways, if your bike's not running quite right, it just seems a little off, and you have a computer in there, those capacitors could make a huge difference. They did for me. I'm amazed what it did for this Goldwing. So that's what this video is about. Please like and subscribe and comment. Comments are great. And I have a GoFundMe to help me buy parts for my bike or the other bikes, and the trailer. All the money from GoFundMe is just to keep me on the road. I don't have a lot of disposable income on disability, but every dollar counts. I don't need a lot, but some of it helps. Any bit more helps. So I'll put the GoFundMe in the comments, so you can go there, donate $1, donate $500, donate a 2019 Goldwing. Yeah, that would be awesome, but I'm of course not gonna live with that kind of expectation. So thanks for watching, and I will post another video and try to get a video of me replacing those capacitors in this computer. So have a good day.